If they're right about Surah 4, that Jesus never died, then Christianity's false, but so is Islam.
There's a lot of students on this campus that are international students. A lot of them actually aren't atheists, but they're actually like Hindus or Muslims, something like that. I recently learned that there are English-speaking Muslim apologists that are Muslims that argue for the existence of Islam based on, like, essentially saying the Quran came last, it says things about Jesus and Moses, and so either they say they're universalists, like we believe Jews and Christians are also going to be just okay, or they're Muslims, like truly pious Muslims that say like the Quran proves itself by referencing the other books, essentially. So my question is, have you ever spent time either, debating them, or have you ever yourself found it valuable to like look into their arguments?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Of course. And in fact,
what did you find? Yeah.
I think there's a few guys on the internet that do really good work in witnessing to Muslims. One is David Wood.
Okay.
And if you look at Apologetics Roadshow, his YouTube channel, you'll find him. The best book to use in discussing this with Muslims is a book my co-author wrote, Norman Geisler, with a Muslim who converted to Christianity. The book is called Answering Islam. Answering Islam. So check that book out, Christian. It's a very good book. Here's one issue with Islam that I think you can bring up. The Quran says that Christians and Jews ought to obey the Old Testament and the Gospels.
Right. Yeah.
It says that in several places. I want to say it's Surah 568 is one place it says this. This is the 5th chapter, verse 68. Here's the problem. Elsewhere in the Quran, like the chapter before, Surah 4, verse 137 or 157 maybe, it says that Jesus never died, was taken straight to heaven, so he couldn't have resurrected from the dead.
I recently heard that, yeah.
Yeah. This is called the Quranic Dilemma. Why is it a dilemma? Because if the Quran in chapter 5 is saying obey the Bible, the New Testament, but the Quran in chapter 4 is disagreeing with the New Testament, there's a bit of a dilemma here, right?
Right.
Either way, the Quran can't be the word of God. Here's why. If they're right about Surah 4, that Jesus never died, then Christianity's false, but so is Islam. Why? Because the next chapter says you ought to obey what the New Testament says. So this is called the Quranic Dilemma, and I would bring this up to a Muslim.
Thank you.
Okay? Make sense? All right, thanks. And by the way, David Wood's YouTube channel has a YouTube video that explains this much better than I can. It's called the Quranic Dilemma. It's animated. It's about 7 minutes long. Check that out, all right?